Today's guest is Jessica Garlick, who was on the original Pop Idol in 2001-2002. Firstly, Jessica, what made you decide to go on the show?
Well, I'd wanted to be a singer since I was about 3 years old. So it wasn't the first show I'd done. I'd done numerous auditions and things before that. And I'd done a few TV shows actually as well. But that was the first one. It was so massive. That was the first one I'd kind of been really, successful in.
Simon Cowell became famous due to Pop Idol. What are your experiences of him?
Simon's lovely, really lovely. My first time I met Simon, we was in the audition room, and of course I knew Pete Waterman, and I know I fell apart because he was someone I'd idolised for my life, and I knew Nicky Chapman and Neil Fox, and there was this guy on the end, but he was really lovely to me. He told me I had the X Factor, which obviously has gone on to become his other show, but he told me I had something, and I really liked him from that moment on. We got on really well. He's a really great guy. I met up with him in LA after the show. We went out to do some things for Fox. I became quite friendly with Simon. Really nice guy.
Will Young was the eventual winner. There was also Gareth Gates, Rick Waller and Darius on the show. Are you still in contact with the other contestants?
Some of them, yeah. I mean, I'm not on social media or anything these days, so it's an email. Aaron and I are really kind of close. We're the kind of similar people. We're both in similar stages of our lives. He's got a young family. I've got a young family. In fact, a few of us have gone on to have children, which you'd expect. But I am to a degree.
A few months after Pop Idol, you represented the UK in the Eurovision Song Contest. You went to Estonia, performed the song Come Back, which finished third. What are your memories of the Eurovision?
Eurovision was amazing. It was absolutely massive. The run-up to it it went alongside the tour, the Pop Idol tour. So I was just in and out of everything. It was the busiest time of my life. It was manic. And my only thing is I wish I'd had more time to take more photos and slow down, just to kind of take it all in as I was doing it. It was amazing. The Eurovision fans are something else. The gigs and things are crazy, absolutely crazy. I remember landing in Estonia and then playing my song in the airport, and it was absolutely a beautiful city. It was stunning. It was brilliant. It was one of the best things I've ever done. And it was on my kind of bucket list. It was one of the things I wanted to do as a singer, was represent my country in Eurovision. And of course we did fairly well. So it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. It was brilliant.
Back in 2002, there was no social media. Would you prefer to have had that, or do you prefer have that social media aspect in your life?
I'm so glad there was no social media. Or back when I was doing things, I think I was young, and I think social media, it has its good points. I'm not on social media currently. I have been, and I just found that it wasn't really for me. I think I always thought it'd be fun to mind read, and then I got Facebook, and I didn't enjoy it. I miss my friends. I miss seeing all their updates and important things, things that are going on in their lives. And I love it for reconnection. I think there's great things for that. And obviously getting your point across and truths where sometimes media can say things and you want to put your point across. So I can see that it's really beneficial in that respect. But I'm so glad it wasn't around when I was doing my thing. That definitely get you into a lot of trouble.
So 15 years from 2002, are you still singing, and what are you doing with yourself now?
I'm not singing for myself. I work at a school now, locally. I do special educational needs, and I tend to work one-to-one for the most part, which I absolutely love. I got into it about 3 or 4 years ago. I started training. I started teaching my own children. Primarily, I'm mum. That's what I do, and I'm fortunate enough to work in my children's schools, so I don't miss any events that they have going on either. And I love being mum. But I love teaching. I love teaching the children. I also run the choir at school, so I am still doing music, and I do teach music once a week as well at school. So it's still part of my life. We did a big concert with school. Wasn't last week, it was the week before, the 26th of January, I believe. We did the Young Voices concert in Birmingham, and it was really amazing going back into the NEC and being on the other side. I don't get to go to many concerts these days now. Now I'm mum, but it was wonderful to take the children. My daughter was old enough to come, and she absolutely loves that kind of thing as well. So I'm still enjoying it, but just from a different perspective.